Ever thought about quitting your job but felt paralyzed by fear? I get it. I've been there twice, first at 25 and again at 36. And here's the thing, the fear doesn't disappear after you quit. If anything, new fears show up. But no one really talks about that part. Let's change that. Hey, I'm Ben and welcome to Le Benjamin. I've made a habit of retiring early, whether that was leaving high school a semester early, walking away from a successful career at 25, or stepping away from my dream job at 36. But when I say retirement, I'm not talking about what most people picture. You can call it something like a mid-career break, sabbatical, or intentional gap year. Let's talk about the fears that hit you before you quit. For me, the biggest one was leaving behind security. At 25, I had worked so hard to climb the corporate ladder. I was making really good money. Walking away from that stability felt terrifying, but even scarier, the unknown. What if I regretted it? What if I couldn't get another job as good as the one I was leaving? The what ifs kept me up at night. And I know I'm not alone in that. Studies show that 68% of people stay in jobs they're unhappy with because they're afraid of the unknown. Here's what I've learned. Staying in a situation out of fear only delays the inevitable. If your gut is telling you something isn't right, it's worth exploring that feeling. And the unknown isn't as scary as it seems once you take that leap. If quitting is on your mind, I encourage you to find the time to meditate and ground yourself whenever possible, even if that's just for a moment throughout your busy day. Another great tool is to journal as much as possible. Simply word vomiting how your day was going, what you were feeling, what made you happy, what made you angry is beyond helpful. This helps you understand what it is you truly want and don't want. Another big one, the fear of running out of money. When you quit, the consistent paycheck stops, but the bills don't. And that reality sinks in fast. When I left at 25, I had saved enough to travel and explore, but there was always this lingering thought in the back of my mind, what if I burn through all of it? What if I miscalculate and have to go back to work with nothing to show for it? What I realized was money fears don't go away just because you leave a job. But learning how to manage your finances and adjusting your lifestyle can give you more control over that fear. The key is having a plan and being realistic about your spending. Worst case scenario is that you can always pick up some odd-end jobs in the meantime, or maybe try out a new part-time career just for fun. You might just find your next calling in the process. Now, let's talk about the fears that creep in after you've made the leap. For me, it was the fear that I had made the wrong decision. I love to work, I love to stay busy, so having complete time freedom was actually scary at first. It forced me to sit with my thoughts, and that can be uncomfortable. At 25, I did it alone. I didn't ask for advice or lean on anyone. But at 36, it was different. I had my husband and a trusted circle to support me. And let me tell you, having that support system makes all the difference. The biggest takeaway for me was you don't have to do it alone. Whether it's family, friends, or a mentor, having people in your corner gives you the confidence to navigate the unknown and deal with those second-guessing moments. If I'm being honest, I find myself looping back to the fear that I've made a mistake. What helps me most in these moments is to simply go outside. I used to hate the cold and winter, but this past winter, I would go in the backyard with our dog while it was freezing and there was snow on the ground. I shifted my focus on the sunlight coming through. I ignored the cold and focused on the stillness and the peace. This simple perspective shift helps greatly. Also, having a mindset of this too shall pass is a great reminder. Things may be difficult one day and easy the next, but either is temporary. If any of this resonates with you so far, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps others find the content and join the conversation. Another surprise? Losing structure. When you're used to the 9-to-5 grind, suddenly having no schedule can throw you off balance. After I left at 36, the best thing I did was keep a routine. I woke up at the same time, made a healthy breakfast, and set daily and weekly goals. I kept that structure because I knew if I didn't, I'd spiral. What I realized was structure gives you the stability even in the unknown. You don't have to be in a 9-to-5 to have the routine that keeps you grounded. And it doesn't need to be rigid, just enough to keep you on track. Also, it's okay if sometimes all you want to do is sit and watch a movie or a little doom scrolling. You have to give yourself permission to relax. I think this is a great concept to apply if you are still working or if you already took a break from work. This one hits hard. the fear of losing purpose. When your identity is so tied into your job, stepping away can leave you feeling lost. For me, I kept busy with projects. I spent the first 2 months of my recent retirement finishing all the projects on our first house. I studied, learned, and did a lot of handiwork that saved me money and gave me a deep sense of satisfaction. But there was still an underlying question. What's next? One thing that made a huge difference for me was understanding that purpose doesn't disappear when you quit. It just shifts. And sometimes you have to give yourself the space to rediscover what that purpose looks like. It's a process of reimagining your value beyond your job title. While staying busy was great, I was also using it as an excuse to avoid asking the hard questions. But slowing down helped me see where I was really headed. At the end of the day, the best thing to do is to find a balance between working hard and working smart. Sometimes the smart thing to do is take it easy and allow yourself to reflect on your purpose. And finally, fear of failing. Even now with this YouTube channel, I know it might not succeed. I'm building a business knowing it might not be received well, but I keep trying. The truth is, fear of failure never goes away. It's always there, whether you're in a job or trying something new. If there's one thing I tell my past self, it's this. You don't have to have it all figured out to take the first step. Growth happens when you're willing to take the risks, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. It's okay to fail. It's part of the journey. If I never tried, then I will never know. Allowing yourself to try something might completely blow your mind as to where it leads. If you are willing to take a step, don't be surprised when the universe notices. The real beauty is when you get to reflect on the steps you decided to take once upon a time. Here's what I've learned after facing these fears. Freedom isn't just about time, it's about the choice. When I walked away from my career, I gained time to explore my new interests, spend quality time with loved ones, and invest in my growth. I traded stability for possibility. And that's one trade I'd make again in a heartbeat. If you're standing on the edge wondering if quitting is the right move, remember, fear is normal. It's part of the process, but on the other side of fear, possibility. I'm not here to tell you what you should and should not do. At the end of the day, only you control your narrative. I am simply here to share my perspective. If you're facing your own fears about quitting or reinventing your life, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. And if this video has given you something to think about, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit the bell to get notified about new videos. I share stories, lessons, and insights about navigating life's unexpected turns. So let's grow, learn, and reinvent together, and see you on the next one.